I would say that stands out is, am I going to have to work the unit? And everyone was worried, you know, you go into the medical field or work in this type of setting and you know the risks, but then when you have something like this, you don't really realize it till it comes about. So we sat down as a team, and like Rachel had said too, we took volunteers first. And if we can have enough people volunteer, we don't have to have the conversation of what we need to do past that. So thankfully, we had enough people volunteer, and some people that were reluctant to volunteer after we had our meetings and laid out our plan. You know, yeah, we're going to have enough PPE available, or, you know, how often you're going to have to work, what is your risk, you know, what family members do you live with, you know, or do you live with elderly people or not? Once we worked through that, we actually had some people that originally didn't want to work over there, and then after conversations decided, oh yeah, I definitely would like to do that. So
how much time did you have to do all this prep work before you officially opened the COVID unit?
We opened ours in 24 days.
Not 22, not 20, 24 days.
And yes, I know exactly how many days.
Yeah.
I didn't sleep for 23 days.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
It was well worth it.
Oh, good.
And had you not done all that preparation and shared the information that you did with us, it would have been a lot of sleepless nights as well. But like I said, we utilized your transition plan and just made a couple of changes. But I really thank Brighton for all the work they put in preparing. I think we had maybe less a week, maybe 10 days. I don't think we had 10 days before the time we were asked and the time we opened.
It was a struggle for the nurses, and probably even the doctors were a little fearful of not knowing what was going to happen with these patients. They would come in stable and look stable, and then literally within 30 minutes crash. So just coming together, having to call the family members when they were actively dying all of a sudden, doing Zoom calls, get your activities involved so that they can help with getting hold of the family, so they can do Zoom calls. We would try to get people downstairs on my floor so they could do window visits. I think that was the biggest struggle for our staff, is trying to make sure that families can see their loved ones when they're dying. The COVID unit, that was a hard thing to deal with not letting families be able to come in.
Coffee. A lot of coffee.
And I think for us, we knew it was the right thing to do for our community. Our medical director was key to our success. He's very supportive. He was here every single day. He saw all the COVID residents. So that was really a big part of it, was having him involved. And we just knew it was the right thing to do. And we just had so much community support, and you guys are doing a great job. And a lot of people, you know, behind us saying you guys are doing the right thing. So Nikki cried sometimes, but I said, it's okay. It's okay, Nikki, you'll get over it. But look, she's still here, so it's okay.
My eyes were just sparkling.
Yes, they were just sparkling.
I think for me, just making it through all of the moving parts was just knowing I didn't have control over a lot of it, and I wouldn't know the answers, but if we all came together, someone would know the answer, and if we just talked through it, we could figure it out. And kind of hoping sometimes it would change some of the days. It changed every day, sometimes for the better, sometimes not, but when it didn't, you just had to stay positive for the rest of the staff that this is temporary, something's going to change again, and let's just make it through day by day.
And the people you work with. I couldn't have done it without Nikki. I couldn't have done it without the rest of the team. Everybody had the same goal in mind, and at the end of the day wanted the same thing, you know, the patients to be safe, staff to be safe, and we just all worked together as such a, you know, strong, great team. And I was a new administrator, and I was like, yeah, let's do a COVID unit. So it was a lot of stress, but we did great.
Yeah, you nailed it with that one because you can talk about, we talk about the leadership side of things or the management side of things, from administrator, DNS, and then, but it was amazing to see because we had a lot of Laurelhurst staff that ended up working in the EHCC and then some other people hired on after, but it was amazing to see the people and the staff like CNAs and the charge nurses who actually really became leaders through this. Like it took this kind of thing to really bring that out of them because you could tell how much they cared about these residents. And again, some of these residents they knew from our long-term care side and our campus. And so when a lot of our staff saw, the residents they'd grown to love and develop relationships with, that sick, something came out of them and they really turned into some real leaders out on the floor.